It's a pleasure having you on Madid Updates.
Yeah, thank you so much, my brother Charles. I'm very, very humbled as well.
It's good to have you. To our viewers who may not know you well, who is Edwin Twinomugisha, and when did you first realize you are a leader? How did your leadership journey come about?
Yeah, thank you so much, my brother Charles, and to all our viewers out there. My name is Edwin Twinomugisha, also known as Ikondere. So I hail from the hearts of the Greater Busenyi, because from the heart of Greater Busenyi, that is the part that remained after separating Busenyi, dividing Busenyi into different districts. Initially, Busenyi was as a whole was divided into about 5, that is Rubirizi, Bwezu, then we got Shema, Mitoma. So I come directly from the Busenyi that remained. Yeah, I come from Busenyi Isahaka Municipality, and indeed it is where I had contested as the member of parliament to represent our people, my people, and to represent us, and including myself, to the floor of parliament as the member of parliament. Of course, like you asked, this is my way back in time. I mean, it's a dream that has lasted for quite long. Yeah, way back in time when I started school, myself, I come from a community where I grew up knowing that human beings are about working so hard. Working so hard, and of course, you work to serve. Because we clearly believe and understand that service is the only rent we give to God for the gift of life. Maybe it's well understood by quite a few Ugandans. So where I come from, we are defined by hard work and leadership. So I just grew up looking at the values of service. And you know, when you trace my experience and record right away from my schools, from my early days of school, I started becoming a leader. I did not become a leader because I had a reason for leading others, but I started becoming a leader because I realized that I was supposed to become part of the solutions. I had to create a set of solutions for the existing challenges. So in other words, I'm trying to draw to your attention, my brother Charles, that I grew up from an environment, from a community that had challenges, that needed perfect leadership for the
youngest politicians that we have in this country. And you aspired for the recent 2026 general elections, representing the people of Isahaka Municipality. What really triggered your interest into public service?
Yes, my brother, I will thank you once more. You see, this should be on record, and Ugandans out there should understand that people of my age, people of my generation, people of this new era, we have had the contemporary challenges that quite differ from the challenges that used to exist during our grandfather's time. Now, I was greatly inspired by the gaps within the education sector, the gaps within the youth empowerment, you know, the gaps within the job opportunities, the gaps within the local service delivery. You know, Charles, I grew up looking at, you know, leadership, especially from my area, Busenyi. When you look at Busenyi and you try to read about the history, the political history of Busenyi, you realize that over the time, leadership has been, you know, granted, the opportunity to lead has been granted to the few families, to the few prominent people in the district. And then me, as I was growing up, I kept on setting a challenge for myself, asking myself, is it really very true that someone who is raised and, you know, coming from these marginalized communities, coming from the suffering communities, can't one of us rise and say, yes, I am the solution? Say, yes, I am the voice. Say, yes, I'm coming to create an impact. I'm coming to create a change. So I was greatly inspired by the gaps in service, local service delivery, gaps in the opportunity for the jobs, who grabs what job and why. For example, if all of us, regardless of our family background, regardless of our political affiliations, regardless of our religious, fellowship, how we have gone to the same schools, what limits one from contesting and another contesting for a political office? So I wanted to really prove to the whole world that yes, regardless of your family background, you can be a solution to the challenges in your community.
Cunning and self-serving. For the time that you've been into political space, what is your experience? In your own opinion, what knowledge do you have about this?
Yeah, it is very true, my brother. We have seen very many. In fact, this was my experience. It was the other part of my experience during campaigns. You will reach somewhere, you speak, and you really feel like you are speaking in line with the demands and the interests of the people in that very community. But before you know, people are like telling you, these words are not any new. They will tell you, you see, you seem to be a very good person, but we have trusted another person before, and after stepping on the floor of parliament, they turn into a lion, they turn into a different person. They can't be reached anymore. And this creates an atmosphere for our people in our community to believe that whoever steps in is not coming to serve their interests, but rather to serve the personal goals. Now look, my brother Charles, it should be on record that leadership is about purpose. It's definitely about purpose. So largely, it is entirely about how you define your purpose as a leader. For example, we have people in this country who have served in their different offices and capacity with integrity. You see, leadership should go beyond, the title and the office. Leadership should stand out to be, about your cause, to create a change, your cause to bring solutions on board. But all of this should be defined by performance, of course, and character. So in one case where you find that a leader is serving their personal interests, it becomes automatically strange for them to satisfy the community. But where the leader, focuses on handling the community needs first, you believe that you are serving people, you are serving humanity. You believe that you are coming in to create a set of solutions, not to yourself, but to your community, to your people, to your country. My brother, then the narrative that comes into the minds of people to think that leaders are just about to, self-service, then it will completely change. So it's about the purpose. It's about how you package yourself. It's about discipline. If you separate leadership from character, then we keep in this disastrous atmosphere, political atmosphere.
Leadership is purposeful.
Yeah.
You've just confirmed it from the 21 irrefutable laws. You are not new in a political space. For the time that you've been in political space, what are some of the challenges that you've encountered, and how have you been able to?
We experience a number of challenges, and as a young man, as a young person in this country, I was also not really spared by these challenges. Some of them were directly experienced, and others are experienced by other, multiple Ugandans outside there who are of my age, who are just pursuing for, the same goal. But ideally, and of course, I'm also a student of John Maxwell. Now, ideally, something that I should draw to your attention, my brother, there is, a very serious, challenge when it comes to resources. We experience limited resources. You find that we are living in a space of commercialized politics, where people, our electorates, they now understand one thing: it's about money. You either have money or you have money. Whether you do or you don't, they will tell you it's about money. Give us money. In fact, at some point, I reached in
just to get in a little bit.
Yeah.
You talked about it's either you have money or you have money.
Yes.
Where do you think the problem is coming from for the electorates to have that mindset of, if you're not giving me money, I'm not voting for you?
Yeah, of course, my brother, this is largely about the state of life the mode of of life, how our people are living. We still have very many Ugandans, especially those who have not acquired these high academic achievements. These people, they are completely surrounded with poverty. We have many Ugandans who only look for food. I mean, they hunt to get what to eat, and they don't have any other source of revenue. They don't have any other source of income. And now, when time for politics, lands, they look at it as a landing, a landing ground. So they look at the small or the big, because it must be small, that they are going to get from candidate A, candidate B, and they survive for a meantime. So ideally, it's all running and rotating about poverty within our people, and of course sensitization. There is still lack of mentorship. I must put this right, that we have had gaps in mentorship. We have people who don't, I'm sorry to state this, but who don't know why they step out to vote. Someone will tell you, you see, me, I'm coming to vote because someone has given me something. But you tell them, what is the essence of you stepping out to vote? And those are all challenges. So there is really the gaps in mentorship, sensitization, people to understand that it is their constitutional mandate, to step out and choose their leaders. And then the leaders must be really having some attached values. Because if you are a leader and you are lacking values, then automatically you will make these people to yearn for getting something from you so that they can let you go and you serve your interests. The other challenge, my brother, I would really table to bring to your attention is that we have, compromised, pressure. There is some pressure to compromise the values. That me, I strongly know, by the time I chose to go and contest to represent the people of Isahaka Municipality, I was looking at what the past leaders have not done, where the past leaders have gone wrong. And now I come with a set of well-packaged values, thinking that when I come into the community as a leader, I will create an impact. And these people tell you, you see, if you are fighting corruption, you are against ABC, then you are not part of us. They show you, they tell you completely. So you find that many leaders in this country, they stand, they don't, they don't overcome that pressure. They succumb to pressure, and they end up, saying, let's do as they are saying. That's why you see politics has become more commercial. Someone thinks of selling their property, getting some good billion, they put it in an election, they win, and they also go. So then my advice to the young people, I would definitely tell the young people out there, especially those who are watching me, from Busenyi, Isahaka Municipality, and of course from other parts of this country, that you see, when you believe in what is right, right is right, and wrong can never be right. So right is right, and wrong can never be right. So for as long as you believe in the righteous values, one, stand by those values. Number two, remain focused. Don't be misguided by the pressure outside there. There are people who we experience the mistrust. Some people think that the young people cannot really table issues and they fight for those issues. But I'm saying no. For us, the young people, let's stand strong to say that for we believe that we are the future, and indeed we are not only the future, but we are also the present. Therefore, what we believe in today should be used strongly to create space for our future and the future politics of this country.
Honorable, beyond politics, you are a teacher by profession and you're a businessman. How do you balance these responsibilities to serve your community and also pursue your ambitions?
Yeah, sure. I understand. Of course, many people would want to ask the same question, that how do you balance? Because we really do a lot around. But of course, all of that is done is to push so hard so that at least we can also survive and make ourselves better. A friend of mine used to tell me that we left home to change home, and that is our goal until we achieve it. So the balance, the concept of balance, my brother and any other person watching us out there, the balance is about priorities. It's about priorities. You must set your priorities clear. You must be very careful to understand that business cannot be done alone. You must identify the energies. You see, we have very many, we are talking about unemployment. So if you have an opportunity to work with other people, bring them on board. So it's about to, because I can't do all this myself. So, because I run here and there, I actually do a lot of stuff around town. So I make sure that the team I work with, they are working up to our principles. They are working up to our values. They are deeply rooted in character. They know that we are serving with integrity. So that the client that comes to visit, for example, my Edmark Enterprises Limited, then does not remain the same or live the same. You live after you have been really put right by our people, by our personnel. That's one. Number two, like I said, that it's about balance, it's about priorities. Then I will check out for the politics. Politics is about service. And I'm a servant leader. And therefore, I should be up to the needs, demands, and the interests of my people. So I definitely know when to step in and associate with my electorates. Then I listen to them attentively. Then I come back to work towards implementation. And for my family, of course, my family time is extremely protected. Very, very protected. When I'm out of field, I'm out of my constituents, and I'm home, that is time for my children, for my wife. So it's about priorities, my brother.
We understand that you authored a school guidebook focusing on character and integrity. What really inspired you to come up with that initiative?
Oh, yes. You see, Charles, you will agree with me that we have suffered from corruption for over time here. We have seen His Excellency the President set strategies fighting corruption. But to me, I feel deeply that if we must fight corruption in this country, we must not deal with the symptoms. We must absolutely deal with the causes. Now, I want to tell you, my brother Charles, that all corrupt officials, those who have been identified and those still at large, my brother, they have all gone to school. They have been told how corruption is very evil, how corruption is very dangerous. But keep imagining, if on a yearly basis, universities are releasing students who have been taught and told how corruption is dangerous, why does it continue to exist? You get the point? So the book that I authored recently for the character and integrity development, it's not actually, it goes beyond the book. This is going to be a program, a countrywide program. We intend to tap into the government agencies. We want to look at the government entities, want to step out to NGOs, want to step out to schools, so that the whole space appreciates the fact that we need it to work. Because you can have knowledge, my brother, but if you lack character, you can have knowledge, and by the way, you can excel with first-class degree. But if you lack character, I want this to be on record. Someone with knowledge but lacking character, it means that you are a very big disaster to the community. So we are looking at how best can we instill the values? How best can we work around the mindset change? How best can we really say, no, integrity crisis must end? Can we step out and say, you see, let's use this tool that I've brought on market on board, and we fight the dangers of corruption by letting people have a universal feel for others? Can we really be very patriotic? Can we say it is our country first? Can we say that we must serve others like we would want to be served? And that is where my program, which is beyond the book, is heading. It's about now, it's my single prayer that the government and the NGOs pick interest in this book. They pick interest in the character and integrity book, because I'm telling you, this book and the project is going to be the immediate solution to the eradication of corruption and integrity crisis from our country.
Uganda continues to face, social and economic challenges that hinder growth among young people. In your own opinion, what do you think are the root causes of these challenges, and how best do you think the government of Uganda can step in to address, those challenges?
Yeah, it is the truth, Charles. We continue to experience a number of challenges which are social and economical. And in my own wisdom, I want to strongly believe that not until we hunt out the causes of those challenges, like I have earlier on stated, then we shall not be able to manage the challenges. So we have seen if we are still, shouting and demanding for employment for the majority of the youth in this country, then the challenges still stand. So if we are still having unemployment issues, these will still stand. If we are still fighting to have equal opportunities, in fact, I was telling people, why do you want to imagine that the District Service Commission should entirely be, surrounded and taken up by the aged people? What's wrong with having young blood come on board to serve? You get the point? So then, number three, if we still have issues to do with the corruption in general terms, then automatically even the resources that are meant to be for a particular group will not reach. We have seen these cases. It's not that Uganda, we are a very poor country. I've been in other countries. I have actually stepped out, to different countries in Africa. I've also gone to Europe. I've been in Germany, I've been in Switzerland and France. I've seen what other countries are doing. Well, we may not match up with those other European countries, for example, but what about the African countries that are rapidly growing? So our issue is rooted within the concept of unemployment. These social challenges and economic challenges will just surround around the opportunities. To what extent do we really have these opportunities balancing? We shall see the regional imbalances when it comes to the budgeting and whatnot. All of this must be really addressed. And to me, I feel like we are still the solution. We are still the solution. One time I made a presentation, I was on one of the TVs, and I said, you see, in my language and in my culture, for as long as you are still waiting for what you desire, what is available should be desirable. You get the point? For as long as you are looking up to what you desire, what is available should be desirable. So as we are pushing for the government to create for last jobs, for the government to do this and that, the government cannot give every Ugandan a job, for example. That is very impossible. And Ugandans should understand this. You don't need to cry to the President Museveni all the time that you want a job. How many jobs does he have, for example? But then, you have gone to school and you have done a course, for example, in IT. Okay? Don't sit on that. It's a very big course. Step out like we are doing, my child's brother. Step out and be innovative. Start this channel. This is an amazing channel. It is going to help very many Ugandans. We are going to have the Madid really express the concerns of Ugandans. You are becoming part of the solution. Are you getting the point? You are becoming part of the solution because you are addressing the concerns of the community where they should go. You get the point?
So what you're trying to say is many young people out there have the skills, but they have not come out
exactly
to make the idea come to light.
Exactly. Because Ugandans are very talented. In Busenyi, we have very many youth and young people who are very talented. They are very energetic. We appreciate the fact that Uganda is really a unique country. We are very energetic people. Now, the whole issue and what I would actually table to all Ugandans is that now, look, as you are still waiting for what you desire, at the moment you did IT, step out, create this channel. You get the point? You did a course in agriculture, go for agribusiness. Just go and make sure, you see, some people who still have land, step out and do agriculture. Have something that you are really putting on board and keep monitoring and see if you put in 2 million, how much will you be able to pick out at the end of the harvest? You get the point? Then as the government is actually, to me, if I had an opportunity to sit around the table with the government, I would definitely advise that let's now put much more of our money in skilling, in vocational. Let's vocationalize the curriculum. And to vocationalize the curriculum, it shouldn't start from A-level, high, secondary, or let's start from another primary school. This child is studying about poetry in primary. Can they step out and they start up a small scale project for poetry? So that at least as this child is growing, by the time the child completes P7, he is able to start up a small business. And what about by the time they complete senior 6? What about by the time they complete university? So I'm trying to say that Ugandans can also join the government to be part of the solutions. Whatever challenges we are undergoing and we are undertaking and we have understood that they will not be solved the other day, let's be part of the solution. How? The course you have learned, don't go and stay on the street looking for the job. Create something related to the course that you have done. Let's be very innovative. I really thank the president of this country. I have seen very many times President Museveni saying, no, look, let's put money in innovation, in the Ministry of Science and Innovation. I am very happy, and I'm actually very positive that a minister like the minister, who is coming, Janad, we should be able to see something new on board. Let's see the money that is coming for the youth. When this money comes, the youth should not now turn to look at this money as the daily, food. Let them use this money to start small. Welding, start and burns that, I have very many friends who are doing courses, who are in the field of work that is completely different from the courses that they studied. And that's what Ugandans should do.
Be part of the solution. You're watching Madid Updates. Honorable Edwin is saying be part of the solution. Recently, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, made several appointments. To your own understanding and with the knowledge that you have, what impact will these appointments, contribute towards economic growth and development?
You see, my brother Charles, we really want to congratulate. By the way, I should have done that before. I wish to really stand and I congratulate His Excellency, the President of this country, for upon receiving another term of office from Ugandans. And I think when you look at the time President Museveni has been here and is now assuming office for another term, that alone explains that he has understood the art of Uganda, and he has served Ugandans to a certain level. Now, for the cabinet that was recently released, to me, my brother, I believe that every cabinet, refresh is an opportunity. And I need to put this one right. Every cabinet refresh should be an opportunity to Ugandans. So before we really stand to say, you see, this was not supposed, was not fit for this and that, leadership is about accountability. Let's give them an opportunity. These people are just new, they are coming on board, and I want to tell you that their performance will carry, in fact, their capacity to serve Ugandans will be weighed through their performance. Their fast implementation, how fast will they be to implement? How fast will they be to focus on the quality, especially when it comes to local delivery of services to Ugandans? To me, I'm very, very optimistic because you see, when you look at, for example, Honorable Minister Baram is a man I have seen raise. He's a man who has gone into political atmosphere when he's a rich man. I know my sister, Honorable Minister Namere Justin. We are all very curious, and I believe these people are going to serve because they are coming with a complete different narrative. They are saying, look, we used to see the ministers coming from those who fought in the bush, but now we are people from the civilians. We have been given the mandate to serve Uganda, and they are going indeed to do so. Honorable Minister Janad is the one in the Ministry of Science and Innovation. This is young blood. That's what we are talking about. The next time we should see Honorable Edwin Twinomugisha also being given a certain ministry. We put them on test because at the end of it all, we shall weigh through their performance. We shall see how best they have been able to implement the government programs. We shall see how, like, for example, my sister, Honorable Minister Justin Namere, she's telling you corruption must end. Corrupt officials should be packing. And even Minister Baram said the same. So we are very, very optimistic. And to me, I'm telling Ugandans that before you say this was either wrong or the right choice by His Excellency, the President of this country, let's give him time. Performance will tell it all.
That is so interesting. Honorable, you're one of the promising, politicians in the country and also an educator. How would you like young people to contribute towards the economic growth and development?
That one should be very direct. Let them get engaged in solutions. You see, we cannot lament forever. We cannot cry over forever. All we can do is step in and participate. Even when we are experiencing the mistrust, even when we are experiencing other challenges like, the communities where people still believe that the leader must be a very old person. Let the young, me, I was actually very excited, my brother, that I participated, because many people saw me as a young man. They expected me to really not to be having issues to take on board. Very many other people felt like, someone who has not made, accumulated a lot of wealth should not come to participate. I had to break all those narratives. And now it is very open. The space is open. Now, to you Ugandans who are watching us today, I'm telling you, step out and participate in political space. There is no any space that is designated for a certain particular age or people. I'm saying you are the leader, not for the future, not for tomorrow, but you are the leader today. Then for the job space and social challenges, let's now stand to be the solutions. To me, I would just say that all Ugandans, let's join the government. Let's join President Museveni in the fight for corruption. Let's join President Museveni in creating jobs. I don't need to really, to experience or get any serious lectures about starting what I started, about starting what I know better, about starting, you see, and very many Ugandans have been discouraged by people who have done things and they have not been successful. So to me, I'm telling you Ugandans, that their experience is never your experience. Step out and do something different.
Finally, what a special message would you convey to the government of Uganda, especially to the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in regards to the country's future and aspirations of citizens?
Thank you so much. And I think now that this message goes directly to His Excellency, I should really be very clear on this. Your Excellency, we still thank you for your visionary leadership. That's one. Number two, we thank you for you have fathered this country for over some good time. And we shall never ever take that one for granted, because you are the father of our nation. And we believe you have done us the best to see light to keep this country growing. Now, Your Excellency, I would want to let you understand, and of course, like you have always known, that Ugandans are very hopeful. Ugandans are very, very energetic. Ugandans are very, very hardworking. I would therefore deliver my single prayer, Your Excellency, that we let Ugandans experience, the support, the capital support. And when I talk about the capital support, I need the government to invest so much in the small businesses and projects the Ugandans are starting up. We have very many Ugandans, Your Excellency, who are starting up very many small projects, and before they know, they fail on the way because they have not been really supported, especially in terms of capacity, financial capacity. Now, it's my single prayer that Your Excellency, you continue investing in Ugandans and you let them use the energy that they have, since they are very hardworking people, to keep moving. And my second prayer, Your Excellency, is that this time around, like you have done, we have seen it within your cabinet, continue to trust the young blood. Like I have said, we are not the young people to say that we are the leaders of tomorrow, to say that we are the leaders of the future, but we are also the young people, and we are here today, therefore we are the leaders of present. So Your Excellency, I still request that you accept and trust us with different offices in this country, especially where the need comes. Let's let the young Ugandans be given an opportunity to serve this country in different capacities across the country. I thank you.
Every young Ugandan should be given opportunity to serve the country. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, and do follow us on YouTube, TikTok, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and for more information, you can send us WhatsApp on 0784-017-400. It has been Honorable Edwin Twinomugisha on Opening Doors with Madid. Till we meet again. Bye-bye.